Hello everyone, this is Derek Fournier with the Plainside Strategy Group, and I'm here to talk to you about a topic called Talent Doesn't Matter. Now, on the surface, this is just an inflammatory title to get you to read the blog post, but realistically this speaks to something more important, I think, than the title itself, and it speaks to sort of some basic blocking and tackling, to use that phrase yet again, around hard work, persistence, effort, and fundamentals. Now, to set the stage, you may have noticed that I'm not the smallest young man in the world. In fact, I'm probably not even a young man anymore, which is sad to admit as I approach the 40 mark. But as a kid growing up, I was a heavy kid, right? And so when you're trying to integrate with the other kids in your neighborhood, one of the first things that we did as boys was we played sports. And one of the worst things you could be is the last kid picked in any sport. So what I realized was that while I was in fact talented at a couple of sports, I would never be seen as talented, and subsequently I may in fact be the last kid picked for whatever sport it happened to be, whether it was football, basketball, or whatever else. So I quickly realized at a very young age what I needed to do was go and excel at all of them to a level that people would realize I was the one you needed to pick. Well, the only way to do that, even if you have some natural ability, wherever you believe it comes from, is through practice, effort, hard work, coachability. Now, I tell you these stories about sports because A, I love sports, and B, I think that there are so many parallels between sports and everything else that we do in life and in business. So when I look at the teams that I've built over time, sure, I've had some brilliant people that I've worked with. And some of those brilliant people have been very, very good team members. But brilliance in and of itself isn't enough. Just like being 6'8" or 7'2" isn't enough for a basketball player. They have to have the other characters as well. They've got to be willing to be coached. They have to be willing to be a member of a team. They have to have that persistence, that hard work, that drive, that motivation that will make them be bigger than themselves. Right? And so that's why I say talent doesn't matter. I know there's a lot of focus given, and when I did recruiting when I worked for Microsoft, you'd always look for something called intellectual horsepower, which was a nice way of saying, are they the smartest kid in the room? And while that was really good to have, there were other characteristics you needed to look for as well. Because just because you have the smartest kid in the room doesn't mean you end up with the best team on the field. So check out the rest of the blog. Let me know what you think about it. Comment it up and let me know if you think talent is enough. Maybe you think that the teamwork isn't really the biggest deal. You want to go get the best talent out there available. I happen to think that there's a lot more to it than that. Thanks for listening.